Weather's gorgeous out here today. I thought I'd come to the park and talk about a few things that you need to know when you decide to take up the journey of becoming a producer full-time. Held down a part-time job for the last 14 years in a retail shop, and I was doing that for 14 years whilst trying to build myself up as an upcoming producer. And there's a few things that I've learned that I want to share with you and that you need to know about when you're trying to do this full-time. Yeah, our paths are different, but there's a few things that you could resonate with or relate to. And even if you don't, if you do come up against these obstacles, these walls, then you know what to expect. So the whole time I was doing a part-time job, I was building up my brand, my name, getting myself out there, trying to do this full-time because that was the goal, that was the dream, that was the vision. But the first beat that I sold, I thought that was it, I made it, but I was wrong. There was a whole heap more work to do. So when you start selling beats, don't think when you've sold one that's gonna be it, the floodgates are gonna open, you still got some work to put in. But don't be disheartened, don't feel like I'm trying to make you feel that it's not gonna happen. It will happen. You just have to keep grinding, keep pushing forward, and eventually it will be consistent. So you might be thinking, what should I charge for my beats? I made a whole video on pricing your beats. Feel free to check that out. The major key for this is knowing your worth, knowing that your product, your beats, your style, your flavor, everything that you do is worth something. So you've got to be careful, because some people will know your worth before you even know your worth. So that means you need to say your price and say it with confidence, say it with chest. When you're putting yourself out there, you have to be audacious, you don't have to be over cocky with it. You just know your worth, because that's going to be important on your journey. So if you're deciding to be an engineer as well, mixing work for clients, for artists, then you're going to have to start getting yourself out there. There's different ways to land clients. You can be on Insta, you can be on YouTube, you can be face-to-face, going to different events, networking, and just gaining some clients that way. Work for free, that way you can build out your portfolio, get yourself out there. When you're doing this work, just make sure that you're doing the best you can, because this is your name, this is your brand that you're building. If you feel you're not ready yet to do mix and mastering, then just concentrate on selling beats and finding artists to work with. But for me, I didn't just want to have one source of income, one stream of income. If I was relying solely on beats to make a living, then it wouldn't happen, because most of my income comes through mix and mastering, and I absolutely love doing it anyway, so it's a bonus. So land your first client. How do you keep them? Best way to keep clients and have them return is by producing amazing work. Once they know that you're easy to work with, you produce good quality work, then you're just going to build from there. When you start working with clients, what you need to know is that they are your boss at the time. So it would be in your best interest to work with people who are similar to you, who you vibe with and are on the same wave. So when you're working with each other, it doesn't feel like it's forced, it's strained, because you're on the same vibe. Some artists can be quite picky. I get some artists who text me loads, like consistently texting me, asking me when the work's going to be done, and it's understandable because they're excited, they want their music to be mixed or their beat to be made. But just remember, keep in the back of your mind that the person that you're creating the music for is your boss at the time. So let's talk about hours, working hours. This isn't going to be like your regular 9 to 5 where you can clock in and clock out at a certain time, unless that's how you want to run your business. That's entirely up to you. What I will say is you're going to be working some long hours, you're going to be putting in some crazy hours. If you're like me, you're going to be working from morning till night, and that's not a bad thing, because if you love what you're doing, then it doesn't feel like you're working. So just know that you're not going to be working regular hours. You're getting attacked. There's going to be times when you're not going to feel like making beats, you're not going to feel like working on your business, you're not going to feel like posting on Insta. But you have to think, if you don't do it, then who's going to do it for you? And that's my whole way of doing things. That's my whole way of being disciplined, is knowing that it's like going to the gym. If I don't go to the gym, or if you don't go to the gym, you don't put the reps in, who's going to put the reps in for you? So you have to be disciplined and know that this is your business. The work that you're putting in now, you're going to be grateful for in years to come. So you're going to have to put a shift in. You're going to, even when you don't feel like working, you're going to have to, otherwise you're not going to grow. Part of this journey of becoming an upcoming producer and doing what you love is setbacks. You're going to get people saying no to you loads of times, a lot of the time. And for me, no just means next opportunity. It's not a case of that's it for me, there's no other opportunities out there. There's always going to be opportunities out there for you. There's so many different artists out there that need your music, your mix and mastering, your expertise. So don't ever feel like that one artist is the be all and end all. Don't ever feel like that artist who said no to you or said that they want a refund is the end for you. It's not. You just have to keep going. There's more artists, plenty of artists out there for you to make a good living. If it's fame you're looking for, then go get it. But you can make a decent living simply by just working with a handful of artists and just creating opportunities for yourself. I want to talk about imposter syndrome. The other day I got asked if I wanted to be part of an amazing project. And when I was asked, I had imposter syndrome because I was thinking, I was kind of talking myself out of it. I know full well that I am capable of doing what they asked. But there was that little bit of doubt that it was creeping in my head thinking, can I do this? So I spoke to my wife, she put me straight, which helped. And if you have someone who will support you on this journey, then, which is something I'm going to talk about in a minute, then that is going to be an amazing thing for you, because this journey, like I said earlier, it's quite lonely. It's quite a lonely path. It's quite a lonely thing. It's quite a lonely thing to be doing on your own most of the time, unless you've got a team and a whole heap of people supporting you. So yeah, going back to imposter syndrome, sometimes you're gonna feel you're unable to do the work that's been asked of you, but you can. You've got the talent, you've got the skill. So if imposter syndrome creeps in, just know that it's not your fault. It's just a random thought. It's just a doubt. It's a little seed that's been put in your head. Get rid of it. So let's talk about support and the lack of support that you're going to get when you're working on becoming an upcoming producer, mix engineer, content creator, whatever it is you're trying to do. You're not going to get the support that you expect. And this is okay, because it's your dream, it's your vision, it's your goal. Not everyone's going to be as excited as you are about becoming a producer, because for a lot of people, they don't really understand what it is you're trying to do. All you've got to do is just put the work in and get to a point where they'll be like, oh, okay, so what they said they're going to do, they're still doing it. They've actually made something of it, and they'll eventually see that the goal that you said you're going to achieve, you are achieving, or you have achieved. So don't feel down about not having support from family, friends, people that you might know. It's weird because people that you don't even know, especially online, you start doing your music and whatnot, and then you get support from total strangers. The reason for this as well is because people that know you from before, they're not seeing you as this new person who wants to be working in music as a producer, mix engineer, whatever it is, content creator. So they kind of see you as the old person. So when someone new comes online and sees you playing the keys or making beats or selling beats, they're seeing you as the person you are today. There's no bias, there's no old way of seeing you, so it's completely fresh for them. This is why I think you probably get more support from people that you hardly know, and this is a good thing. But like I said, as you build, as you grow, you will start to see people from your past or for people that you've known from years ago seeing you do your thing and just be like, yeah, okay, yeah, I support you, I like what you're doing, and that's fine. You just keep going regardless of the support that you get. There's going to be times where you feel like quitting. You can't quit. You just can't quit. You have to keep going. Most of the times when you feel like quitting, you're about to have a breakthrough. It's happened to me loads of times where I felt like quitting. My wife said, nah, don't mess about. You know what you're doing. Keep going. And most of them times something good's happened or something good's come from it. So those times that you feel like quitting, you just can't quit. You have to keep going. You have to keep persevering, keep pushing, because most of the times when you feel like quitting, you're about to have a breakthrough. Something good's about to happen. And if you've got a part-time job or you've got a full-time job and this is like your side thing that you're trying to make full-time, then that should be enough of a reason for you to just keep pushing. Because when I was at that job, I'd have days where I'd just be praying to God that give me a way to get out of this, or give me a sign that I know that I'm on the right path. And I'm so glad that I didn't quit. Yeah, just look at all the producers out there who are killing it and doing this full time. That should show you that it can be done. So keep going, keep pushing and make it happen. But this video is not meant to be negative. It's not supposed to make you feel like it's impossible to do, or that you don't feel like doing it now because it's so many different obstacles that you're gonna have to overcome. There are some pros to this, and one of the biggest things for me is the freedom of living on your terms, doing things on your terms. So my backstory is I've started making beats in 2005, broke my knee in 2013, then I decided I wanted to sell beats, and then I broke my knee again last year, which gave me the push to leave my part-time job and then pursue this full-time. So music, YouTube, content creation is my full-time gig, and the freedom that it brings is amazing. Yeah, it's all about freedom and living life on your terms, taking breaks when you want, taking holidays when you want, being your own boss, running your own business, doing what you love every day. It doesn't get much better than that.